From the Sportsplex in Matthews, North Carolina, this is the USL Championship on ESPN+. Tonight, the Charlotte Independents host Memphis 901 FC. Good evening and welcome, everybody. Alongside the former head coach of St. Louis FC, Dale Schilly, I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Thanks for joining us for USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+. Well, Dale, Charlotte back-to-back results against Birmingham and Louisville. This coming for a change to the head.
Yeah, optimism has returned to Independence in the name of Mike Jeffries. Mike Jeffries has moved from his general manager's position and is now taking over as the head coach and joining the team on the sideline. And it'll be his responsibility to rejuvenate the attack, and in particular, get Jorge Herrera and Enzo Martinez to get off the mark and start to score some goals. You know, the two of them had combined for 29 goals a couple years ago in 2017. Now it's up to Mike to get the team rolling again.
Technically, not his first season in charge. He's been there since 2014. On the other side of the ledger, Memphis, they have been so close at times this year, but only 12 goals scored. That's last in the USL Championship, so they bring in this guy, Brandon Allen, into the fold.
Brandon Allen is a bona fide goal scorer in this league, and it's going to be very important for him to carry the load for the team. You know, Coach McQueen has said that the team has outperformed its goal scoring and its results. So if they can find a way to finish some chances, then he believes they have a chance to make it into the playoffs. Brandon Allen's role will be just that: get inside the 18, find the ball in positions where he can score goals, and lead this team to a few more wins.
Brandon Allen will be in the starting lineup for Memphis 901. We'll meet the rest of the starting 11s. Right after this, it's going to be kickoff between the Charlotte Independents and Memphis 901 FC, an Eastern Conference clash right here on ESPN+.
My card.
Misplace your debit card? Turn it off with your app.
Excuse me, my card,
This one's gotta be yours, right?
Yes.
And turn it on when you find it.
These are the hands of Novant Health. The hands saving lives. Taking control when it matters most. These are the hands advancing care. They're skillful, precise, and compassionate.
It's gonna be okay from here.
They're the hands giving you strength. Those same hands delivering specialized care also take the time to hold yours. And they'll be waving goodbye as you walk out of our doors and back to your life. These are the hands of Novant Health, the hands making healthcare remarkable.
Thanks. It's like a smart thing. What's the weather?
Sunny. Perfect chicken eating weather.
How'd you get in here?
It's time for chicken.
What's the traffic like?
Rerouting you to chicken.
Okay.
Hey, Calzo, order pizza.
Ordering chicken.
No, pizza.
Chicken.
Okay, chicken it is.
Chick-fil-A nuggets make dinner delightful.
Now that's smart.
Teams entering the field at Sportsplex at Matthews. It's Memphis 901 and the Charlotte Independents. Jeff Radcliffe, Dale Schilly. As we take a look at the starting 11s first for the hometown Charlotte Independents. One change from the team that got a 1-1 draw at Louisville last week.
You know, when you look at the lineup for Charlotte, you have to look at the front four. I mean, when you look at Dominic Oduro and Alex Martinez and Enzo Martinez and Jorge Herrera, you've got four players that can score goals in a moment. Very good in combination. In Oduro, you have tremendous pace, somebody that can get out and score a quick goal, and Herrera can be the brains, while Enzo is the creative one and the thinker.
It's a 4-4-2 for Tim Mulqueen. 5 changes for the team that got a point out of Ottawa 2 weeks ago.
And they had to scrap for that point. You know, they had to sit in and defend to earn that point. And when I look at this lineup, I really like Adam Najim and Cam Lindley. The partnership is very good. Cam sits a little deeper. Adam gets a little bit higher. It's a good partnership for this league.
Well, Jorge Herrera, staple of Charlotte soccer, will kick things off. Charlotte in the blue. They'll attack right to left here in this first half. And it is game on in Matthews. Work it and try that right side. And we'll come back central. Goalkeeper again, Brandon Miller. Now his 9th start of the season. And the press comes from Memphis as Mansally, 2nd straight game starting at the left back spot. Our referee, Elvis Osmanovic, he's assisted by Ryan Graves, Justin Lopez, and Gregory Brigman is the 4th official.
It's going to be interesting to see just how Memphis wants to organize themselves and set up defensively. Obviously, they're in a 4-4-2 as we can see the lines. But are they going to press? Are they going to sit in a little bit? My guess is they're going to keep it compact and try to sit in and deny the chances and not allow Charlotte to open their legs and let Dominic Oduro get in behind him.
Oduro setting up on the left side here to start. You will see him switch flanks throughout the game to test the defenses of Memphis 901. 2-7-5 coming in. 11 points. And as Tim Mulqueen said, we need goals. They've only got 12 the entire season. So here's where number 29, Brandon Allen, could come to the rescue. Elliot Collier has 2. That leads the team.
But as we said, both teams are optimistic in that they've had some good results as of late, and it seems both sides are starting to turn the corner.
Build up coming from Charlotte, just outside the area. Herrera holds it up. Now it's Martinez. Get a second bite at the apple. Held up by the Colombian. Into the area. Martinez thought he had a look at it. He tracked down that right side and into the keeper for the first time for Memphis 901. Scott Levine making just his 2nd start of the season in the USL Championship. Did start the Open Cup match against Orlando City.
There we got to see this is crazy understanding between Enzo and Jorge. They've had it for years, but they just seem to know where each other are, and the ball falls for each other at a moment, and they play off each other very, very well.
Well, Enzo, if you take away the year he spent with Colorado Rapids last year, now making his 4th season his home in Charlotte. Alex is 5th, and Jorge's been in Charlotte with multiple teams. It seems like the 1980s. Not quite true, but certainly seems that way when he played with the old Charlotte Eagles from 2007 to 2012.
I mean, two years ago, the 2 of them combined for 29 goals. And last year, when Enzo was in Colorado, Jorge, I think, scored 13 goals. And at this point in the season, almost midway through, they've combined for 4. So there's a big upside between the 2 of them, and you know, Mike Jeffries is banking on those 2 starting to find their niche.
You're saying their law of averages is gonna
it's gonna come, huh?
Yeah. Pressure coming from Memphis 901. Nothing comes of it, but a throw in now for Charlotte on this near side.
A little urgency in Coach McQueen's voice there, wasn't it? He's going to get after it. He sees there's 3 points here for him, and he's going to push the guys to the brink, it looks like.
Abdoulaye Mansally getting his 2nd straight start. Left back spot, Andrew Gutman in preseason with Celtic. Not sure if they're going to get him back, but he has been solid. 3 goals and 1 assist this year. One of the best attacking left backs really in American soccer. So big shoes to fill for Mansally, who's been more of a midfielder type his entire career, the 30-year-old out of the Gambia. Searching ball does not find Oduro. Memphis still not going to be able to get out of their own end.
Yeah, and they're back in their block. There's, one of the issues they had against Ottawa the other day was when they won defensively they were good, but when they won the ball, they couldn't connect that first and second pass to allow them to get out of their half of the field. Let's see how they do here. Connect the first, they didn't, so now they're going to have to defend again. See if we get a restart. It's so important that when you sit deep in a block that when you break out, if you can establish possession by connecting the first pass, then the second pass you can start to play in the other half of the field. Otherwise, you're going to defend a lot, and that's not what you want to do, and it's what they had to do against Ottawa. Now they got the point, but they're going to have to get a little bit of possession.
The restart, 6 minute. Still in the feeling out portions of this one. Independence looking for their 3rd straight result. They had 1 win from their last 9 going into last week. And that was an impressive one on this field, 4-1 against Birmingham 2 weeks ago. Nicely played through from Herrera. He left that go. Oduro he's got the wheels, but couldn't catch that one.
Little understanding there, a little combination between Herrera and Oduro, and a good ball in from maybe Joelle Johnson played him in. So looks like there's a little bit of the free play that Mike's talking about that he's trying to reinstill into the group, starting to show a little bit in combination play. And again, another
Martinez.
good one too.
Aku ahead. Now Mansally will lift it towards that back post, and it's over the top, and it will yield a goal kick here for Memphis 901.
The Charlotte Independence first team in front office would like to welcome
So
the families from the Charlotte Independence.
as we watch here, we'll see Joelle Johnson gets himself forward and plays into Oduro for service from Mansally. He doesn't quite get his hips around it. He'd like to have the opportunity back again, but a free service is a good sign for Charlotte and its attack.
Bean sends it away. And picked up in the center of the park. Now Lindley will switch it left. Morton tracks it down.
Lindley's a very, very safe player in the center of the park. He's a good connector of the game. If they can find him out of when they win a ball, he will connect the second or third pass, which has happened now. Now they've gotten across the midfield line, and now they can start to generate something on their own.
Left side, Kunga.
They've switched. Memphis has switched things around a little bit, where Kunga is now slid inside, and it looks like Adam Najim has slid wide left. So a little change in where they started. We'll add a little more athleticism, a little more control on the flank, a little more athleticism in the middle. And I think it's probably to open up a channel for Muhammad to get down that left flank around Adam Najim, which we're seeing right now. As you see there, Najim's coming inside to get onto a ball, and Muhammad starting to get around him.
Alex Martinez commits the foul. The free kick, standing over the ball, Cam Lindley. And in our conversation with Mike Jeffries this week, he raved about the loanee from Orlando City. Our ACC midfielder of the year will deliver into the 18. Oduro gets ahead to it, desperately trying to clear foul inside the area. Will bring it out.
Yeah, back to Cam Lindley. I mean, a number of us have seen him grow up playing the game through the academy programs when he grew up in Indianapolis, out into the ACC. We've all been looking forward to watching him put on a professional jersey, and this is just part of his steps as a pro.
Turnover in the center now. The build-up coming for Memphis, and we'll get the games. We'll be in behind for a goal kick. So thought perhaps a corner kick was on its way, but good positive play for Memphis 901 here in the first half.
For sure, and that's where we see the advantage of having Adam Najim playing wide left. He comes inside into that gap between the inside channel and the outside channel, gets it at his feet, and can play Elliott Sandler. Sandler's interesting. He's 6'4". He's got tremendous feet for a big man. Very soft feet. Can beat a player 1v1. couldn't quite get it off there, and good defending in the back from Charlotte.
Charlotte careful on the build-up. That one got nicked away. And Muhammad will have the throw, the Westerville, Ohio native. It's a suburb of Columbus. Technically on loan from NYCFC. Long throw up the side into the channel.
But we see where Brandon Allen's taking his position compared to Elliott. It's higher up the field. So Coach McQueen is in the same mind as us. He's looking for Brandon to put himself in the 18 as much as possible.
He got to Charlotte on Wednesday. How much can you get in the training session to be fit if you're Tim Mulqueen, as he just got into Memphis this week?
If he's that hungry to score goals because he's wanting more playing time and to prove himself, he will absolutely take whatever tidbits of information Coach McQueen has given him, and he'll apply it.
I'll get all the latest Independence gear now at shopcharlotteindependence.com. 10 minutes gone, 0-0 the score. As Martinez keeps it alive. Taku, now Herrera.
You can see the freedom at which Charlotte is playing now. They're really trying to play in combination. They're looking to play into each other's feet. They're taking some risks in the front half of the field.
Man, Sally, too much arm in that one.
Yeah, seeing some, like Man Sally there getting himself forward. He overlaps, gets around the player, and then trips up over Wes Sharpie here in the back. Look, if you're wearing a blue jersey, you're saying no foul. If you're wearing a white, I got clipped. But the freedom that Charlotte's trying to play with is nice to see. Outside backs trying to get forward. Still responsibility from the center backs and the two holding midfield players to not just run crazy. They're keeping the field balanced, not allowing themselves to get opened up in the back.
Mike Jeffries talking to us this week after that coaching change. Had to come in and maybe reestablish the culture, the discipline, the style of play. Obviously, a team under Jim McGinnis, it was a little more direct and loose, you could call that. So we're trying to do things now that I would have done in the preseason. And that's typical of a coaching change midseason.
That is, and it's a difficult time period because you want to. Usually, the preseason you take a lot of time to get through some of the concepts and kind of get your game model set. But now you got to expedite things quickly. You've got to share information in a quicker fashion so that you can get on to winning games.
And Sally to throw. Both of these teams have the rosters that could quickly move up the standings if you get a good run of form, a couple of games going your way. That's why this one's so important for both sides.
It's every year the standings and the table is so tight. It's a matter of 3 points here and 3 points there can bump you a couple of spots. And that's no different here. And just the other thing, just the optimism of both coaches. We talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, but both coaches truly believe that they're there.
Martinez stumbling into the center, and the pass got away. Dealing with the less than optimal pitch conditions. Seen a lot of slipping going on. Throw to the Independents. Joelle Johnson, who is perhaps the paciest fullback in the USL Championship.
And he will just bomb forward. He is very attack-minded, wants to get forward, provide service. We've seen him already now twice forward in this game in the first 13 minutes. One time down the outside channel, the other time he came inside and combined with Aduro. So he's got the free reign to go. It's just a matter of the other players balancing the field and covering the space behind him.
Crossing halfway. Dealt with a bit of patty cake going on middle of the field. Nobody can really string a couple of passes together.
With the field being as choppy as it appears to be, you're going to have to almost play in 2 touches or more. It's hard to play in 1 touch when you're not really sure where that bounce is going to go.
Don't want Herrera or Martinez lurking on a errant ball from the back. Collecting is Collier.
Collier finds good spaces. He finds nice gaps between their seams. Once he and Brandon Allen figure out who's going to drop in between the lines and who's going to get in big.
Martinez the switch with Oduro. Running in there on Sharpie. Kunga has a bit of a stuttering pace. It's a shot away and safely rolls into the hands of Brandon Miller, the Charlotte native.
I like seeing Kunga here central. He has a good ability to run at players and create chances at goal. And he's very good at picking up 50-50 balls and turning them into attacking moments like he did there.
Kunga, the Atlanta United loanee of Angola. And here we go again. Memphis trying to take advantage. Lindley, leave it for Kunga. Now into the offensive set. Allen puts it in and be a throw-in.
Collier's good on the ball again.
Kunga in, right idea. And it's safely back to Miller. Well, Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues around the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Johnson's route was cut off. And Sally with Kunga on him. Lindley to get in there and win it.
Yeah, Memphis is trying to kind of bait him into playing into little pockets in here once the ball gets played into that middle third, trying to tackle hard and maybe win it and get on the break.
Good presence by Grandison moments ago in the center circle for Memphis.
Great outlet ball there.
Again, Kunga favoring that left foot. We'll play it in. And offside the call, but you can see the danger possessed by Brandon Allen. He was playing right off that back shoulder and left a little early.
If you're Memphis, you're okay with an offside here and there. You're looking for somebody that's going to try to break the line and not play in between the lines. So break the line, try to put yourself in a position to score goals. That's exactly what Coach McQueen is looking for.
Independence, when it's on, will play out of the back. You see a lot of long balls from the keeper, Miller. Up the left side. And Sally cut into his right foot. He'll give it a go. And misses the corner by that much.
Interesting sequence. Memphis had a chance to seal the game, and they didn't go hard enough. Combination play gets, was that Mansally got himself forward and put it wide.
Well, has attacking tendencies. Generally a midfielder. Pressed into service with Gutman's inavailability. Levine. Decision goes towards the Independents.
You could see Memphis is trying to trigger off the ball that goes to an outside back to step and press. They'll step a center forward up against a center back, Center midfield player will step up against the 6, and a wide guy will step up against the outside back and try to win the ball back. But if they all don't go at the same time and be completely committed to it, Charlotte will play through it just like they did when Mansally just broke through. Not committed.
Back on the attacking half. There with Oduro.
The moment we just spoke about, and now they can play the big switch and they'll get service.
Now comes from the right, Martinez. Overlap from Johnson, opts to go inside. Jorge will flip it back out. Sent into the area, one-touch shot.
But there we saw the moment where Memphis could have pressed in. They weren't committed to it, meaning the whole team. Ball gets switched wide, and then through another couple of passes, service knocked down by Jorge, and I think that was Alex Martinez that put it wide. He'd like to have that one back because he could have set his feet. He got a little lazy as the ball fell to the ground. He could have set his feet and smacked that one on target and given himself a chance to get up 1-0.
Tried to place it, but had a little bit more time to work with.
Yeah, and he just was flat-footed when it came to his feet.
It's all the way front to Kunga. Oduro. Good release of pressure. Morton on a giveaway. It will be controlled by Cam Lindley. Now Grandison left. Work that in the corner. That's no problem for Hugh Roberts. And opening up a bit.
Yeah, Enzo with good work there to go and dig out a 50-50 ball and keep possession for his team. You know, as much as you'd like to say the game's about playing the feet and it's a beautiful game, a lot of times it's about hard work and beating 50-50s or beating players to get to 50-50s to get a hold of it.
Switch from Lindley. Kunga has had some space to operate here in this first half. Does favor the left foot. And we'll square it out left to Muhammad.
Just a little bit of lack of movement from both teams ahead of the ball. There's a lot of standing players, not a lot of options to play forward unless there's a rhythm on a break. But in the build-up, a lot of stationary players.
Taku on it for the Independents. Now to Hill. Jake Arman not in the 18 tonight, dealing with a bit of a knock. Martinez circles around into Enzo. Attack will continue into the area. Checking the surroundings. Collier coming deep to get the ball. Now he'll fire out of the gates. Lindley looking to pull the string. He'll go right. Kunga, edge of the area. Again to the left. Lindley again. Kunga will get a shot away. Takes a deflection and then the basket catch from Brandon Miller.
Kunga did not want that on his right foot. He wanted to come in and hit with his left. You know, Lindley starts out on the break and finds Kunga pulled off the back shoulder. Kunga may have been better advised to open his hips and smack it there on his right. Then the second time through, he tries it and gets blocked by Hill.
Fans follow Charlotte Independence and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Of course, Dale and I can't do our jobs without ESPN Plus. Watch every single USL Championship game that way.
Another good combination from Charlotte. You know, they look the more threatening, even though they haven't really had that much to goal. I think they've been more on the front foot.
The Chick-fil-A corner kick all season long. Corner kicks brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Independence corner kick presented by Chick-fil-A.
See how we get matched up here, how Charlotte matches up with, I'm sorry, how Memphis matches up here with Charlotte. A lot of this, you know, in these sort of games where it's been played between the 18s, the restarts become so important, and it's about service and attitude.
Expect the in-swinger here from Mansally with his left peg. High arcing ball into the area. The headed clearance not good enough. Now will go wide, and that will do the job for now. So Abdi Muhammad not taking any chances. Thrown in by Enzo Martinez.
Hunter Ramsey wins the first header, which is the goal in the defending side, to be first to the ball. Wins the first header, so we get to see that he makes his mark defensively and does his job.
Charlotte growing into the game and giving away on the square ball. Well, you can just tell that Elliot Collier wants to get out of that gate and run. 6'4", 180-pounder out of Hamilton, New Zealand. About 3 steps, he's on the other side of the field.
Memphis is trying to figure out how to press and get the ball back in these key areas, these little pressure pockets they're looking to form. They just can't get everybody committed at the same time. Charlotte, to be honest, is quite happy to be on the ball for a little bit. It feels like they haven't had the ball this year because they've been a little more direct, and they're enjoying the fact that they're playing into each other's feet, and they're trying to figure out how to break down a team through combinations and through ball movement. I'd like to see a little more movement ahead of the ball so that guys that have it deep in midfield or wide in the back can play forward into people. A little bit better here. Need to overhit it.
Here in the 27th minute, Charlotte has 65% of the possession so far in this one.
Cam Lindley again connecting the first pass. No problem for him.
And Sally will pull it down. And back it goes again. Tico and Roberts, the center back pairing tonight. Aaron Mond dealing with an injury. Collier has it in the center of the park. Hill comes back to rescue. And it's really tough for Memphis to link things up. Herrera comes back.
With the front four for Charlotte can get onto the ball, and when you add Joelle Johnson and Mansally into that front four and make it a front six, they could be dangerous in moments like this.
Give and go to Johnson.
I think the key as we almost get in.
Martinez. Good patient presence on the ball here for Charlotte. With defending like this for long periods of time will wear you out. Flipped in. Collier coming back to help things out.
But they can't connect. It's going to come right back at him again. This half is going to look like Charlotte playing in the front third and Memphis defending deep, unless Memphis can figure out either how to break out or connect a few passes and get possession.
The idea is get it to 27. Let him do the dirty work. Charlotte again. Smelling a potential opener here. Collier with the skill. Good. And Collier on the ball. Doing just enough was Roberts, who came out.
It's a good moment for Memphis. You know, we've been on them about connecting passes and getting themselves out there. They connect 4 or 5 balls, get a hold of it up front, and now they get possession in the front half and force Charlotte to defend for a little bit. I'd like to see Grandison move a little bit more so he can be more involved in the build-up. It's almost as if the build-up is having to go through the other 3 midfield players and Ewan's not involved. He's only been involved in the break.
So in the 30th minute, a hydration break. Temperatures in the Charlotte Metro rising here as we're getting closer and closer to July. Here's a look at the weather report from tonight. Feels like 91. Some light winds trying to cool things off. Mostly clear out here tonight. Lows in the 70s. But let's revisit our keys to the game. 30 minutes in. Attack on track for Charlotte.
Yeah, you know, I would say it has been. You know, a couple of near misses and combinations to create some goal-scoring chances, but I would say for the most part, Charlotte's possession and their ball movement has created half chances, or at least moments where they're one pass away. More importantly, I think they've stayed organized behind the ball, so they haven't been vulnerable to the break. For Memphis, Brendan Allen's got himself forward once or twice, but we haven't really seen Memphis get onto the ball and find him clearly in the 18. I would say if we were counting the number of entry passes into Brandon Allen inside the 18 would be 0. We haven't seen him in that spot yet.
Each team even at 3 shots. One on target for Memphis. Still waiting for one for the Independents, but they look like the team right now that if there was a team that was going to get into the ascendancy, they'd be the one.
Yeah, and it's, you know, going back to the heat and the hydration break, you know, if this is one of the first days that we've had this sort of heat for the players, and it affects you differently than if you've been through it for 6 weeks or 2 months, because you're just not acclimated to it. So that's maybe why the pace is a little bit slower. They're just trying to get used to it, and hopefully the hydration break will help the guys get off a little bit quicker now.
Game does feel heavy. You're going to have this humid weather in the southeast for sure. You're training in it every day, and it still wears on you. Really, you said acclimate to it. It's really one of the tougher things to do.
But you can train at 8 in the morning. It's not the
save
same.
Yourself. Yeah,
it's not the same.
As the sun goes down in the west, it will cool off. As we saw, get into the 70s, it'll be a lot more comfortable for these guys. Here is Herrera. And opening up a bit, we'll send it towards that back of the net. And that one took a deflection on its way through. Martinez trying to get a touch to it. And Taku has had some moments here in this first half.
Good moment in the buildup in the flank, and it comes back inside, and Taku goes to smack it, and off of Herrera, not off of Herrera, but off of the defender next to Herrera. Yeah, by Ramsey.
Another Chick-fil-A corner kick is the result.
Again, every one of these restarts is a big moment, particularly in a game that's looking like this one, where a goal could win it.
5 set-piece goals this season for the Charlotte Independents.
You got it, Coach. Fans, that's a Chick-fil-A corner kick for your Charlotte Independents.
Lifted in on a line. And the intervention they made.
Like Wes Sharpie, maybe? Yeah.
Well, our next home game coming your way Sunday, July 7th against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and there's still great seats available. Purchase your tickets now at www.charlotteindependence.com. Maduro. Now Mansally. Martinez at the edge of the 18. Force that one in. We'll earn another throw in.
Great movement from Martinez, though. We talked about movement ahead of the ball there. The timing was very good. He came in really sharp, dealt with the ball nicely, just couldn't figure out his next combination, his next play.
'34th minute. Still looking for their first shot on target for the Independents. Sharpie will try to lift it down. Lindley, good control. Now is a chance for Memphis on the counter.
Finally, right? Finally, we got to see Memphis come out in good possession.
It's been served to the back stick. Najum headed it down. It's on the way, and a save was required by Brandon Miller. And he got the big ups on that one.
Well, we see what a little bit of ball movement does. Free, gets the ball free down the left flank for service. Head back from Najum, and is that Collier? Yeah, Collier smacks it. Good save from Miller.
After that impressive save by Independence, Brandon Miller.
Unselfish from Najum there, heading the ball back.
First corner kick now of the match for Memphis. Lindley will take. Outswinger with the right foot expected. Right at the edge of the 6, now at the 18. And a chance to clear and run. Martinez to Aduro. You hear to milk when you kill it. Now Herrera. Recognizing the danger with Scott Levine.
And wouldn't you know, the 38-year-old was the one making the 70-yard run from 118
right.
to the other to break the last line to challenge the goalkeeper. Don't tell him he's 38. He doesn't know it.
Jeffrey's still raving about Jorge. Obviously a guy that's got quality of character that is second to none. And if you've watched USL Pro, USL Championship over the years, he's been everywhere. When it comes to Charlotte soccer, he's a guy who does so much in the community, a fantastic human being, and he takes care of himself, according to Mike Jeffries, which is important when you're 38 years old. And he's still in the game because of his soccer IQ and his brain. And most importantly now, at this ripe old age of 38, he sees a good example for the younger players that are learning how to be effective attackers in the USL Championship.
And just good pros. And there's a skill there about learning to be a good pro, and that you have to acquire a lot of times. And if you don't have mentors and you don't have leaders to lead you through how you behave and how you act as a pro, you often say you are one, but you're not one. He's been very helpful to a lot of players.
Sharpie, the Tarpon Springs, Florida native, to get a big throw in here. Lindley draws the foul. So smart play from a man from Carmel, Indiana.
He's just so balanced all the time. He's got terrific balance. He's got really good feet. He can turn on a dime. He's physically strong, and he can hit a heck of a restart. This is an interesting moment. I wonder, will they have a righty and a lefty in the ball? Muhammad's got a nice left ball, a left strike as well. Doesn't look like it, just the righty.
So earlier this season, Lindley hit on a free kick.
The sun's got to be right in Brandon's eyes.
So advantage Memphis 901. Lindley will take this. And you got some big targets like Collier in there. Allen's 6 foot. He needs to get a touch with the head. And it'll be Miller picking it out of his own net. Two-man wall for the Independents. Martinez boys. Here's Lindley's offering to the back stick, punched out by Miller. And the second ball is what you got to worry about. And dealt with by Roberts. Not out of the woods yet. Memphis going right back on the attack. Headed in the air, some work to do. Falls inside the area to Collier. And now Sharpie puts a ball into the 6. Now with his left foot. And he'll yield a corner again for Memphis 901.
Good second phase restart from Grendison there as Ewan sends the ball into the PK spot, and a couple scrambles. Sharpie sends the ball back in again, and the end result is a corner kick. Memphis is now starting to feel a little bit. Collier looks a little gimpy, huh?
Or it could be a rope-a-dope situation,
There
right?
you
Have
go.
you had players that do that?
Yeah,
They're going to try to get you to think I'm a little slow.
Especially on a corner kick.
That's right. Lindley again to serve. Oh, liner falls at the edge of the 6. And Herrera is the one to come out with it. Long switch. Can they get there? And Aduro is one guy that can. And in the end, loses it. Joelle Johnson. Anderson pulled it down with the chest. Now back to Sharpie. Memphis 901 regaining shape and getting back into the attack. 40th minute. Scoreless game here from the Sportsplex at Matthews.
This is better from Memphis now. A little bit of ball movement, a little bit of possession.
I'll get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. For shirts for the Charlotte Independents, then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus get reminders on Charlotte's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Some contention among the Independence players there.
We see Memphis break out. I believe that's Kunga there that eliminates the counterattack.
Close to halftime. Johnson serves it into the area, falls right at the penalty spot. 2 white jerseys to corral, and it's getting a bit stretched here in the late going of this first half. Collier. Unable to get the better of Mark Hill.
We've seen both teams now with stints of possession and stints of territory for 10, 12 minutes at a time. It's a matter of execution in the final third.
Got the ball into Martinez. Out quickly is Levine. Sends it all the way back out. Alex Martinez will restart things.
It was a good ball in to Enzo. I think maybe, I don't know if he could have got to it or not, but they had that was really the first entry that we've seen from Charlotte.
Johnson ahead to Herrera. Side to Alex Martinez. Edge of the 18. 3 defenders on him. Dribbled right into traffic and it was taken away. Turnabout is fair play. There's Martinez into the area. We'll leave it off for Herrera. And Aduro had to go. A little bit of a slow build-up. Memphis defending with everybody. Good job laid back by Lindley.
Lindley's so smart. His awareness, knowing where players are. Collier smart with his positioning. He's had a lot of the ball. It's a good exit pass for his team when they're trying to leave the back half of the field. I think when he and Brandon Allen figure each other out, it could be a good pairing.
Halfway with it, and Sally.
The starting positions for Memphis just aren't quite where they need to be when they want to press. You see they're just off where they need to get to. They can't quite close quick enough to get real pressure against the ball. Therefore, they can only absorb.
Martinez back on the ball. Johnson on the overlap on the right side. Stepping over. Martinez slips again. Looks like a sandbox over there. Wouldn't recommend playing in bare feet, though. 45th minute. Oh, that one just got nicked away.
Who can get forward?
Lindley on the ball. Cam lays it through, and well by Morton. Sharpie. Allen.
Well,
Oohs and ahs as they just missed it wide of the target.
That's why you have him there. He's going to float around. He's going to find his spot inside the 18, and there he gets on it and just tries to spin it in the back post and nearly does.
Brandon Allen, if you're just joining us, signed this week from Tampa Bay Rowdies. With Nashville last year. Stints with Bethlehem and Red Bulls. The same high school as Tim Mulqueen, he and his brother RJ. Will be 2 minutes of stoppage time. Charlotte looking to get on the board just before the break. Martinez, back stick, will be tracked down by Alex. Stoppage time brought to you by Jack's House.
Well, they're picking on that left flank. They've gotten in 3 or 4 times down this side, whether it's behind Muhammad or in front of him.
Serve to the back stick. It's off of Najim.
Alex
yielded another Chick-fil-A corner kick.
Alex or Enzo or Dominic Oduro sit on Muhammad, pull back for a ball. He has to jam up with them because of their quality, and then the next pass goes behind him. He's having a tough time dealing with that moment. He's going to have to get help from a center back.
Hill. It's a boot into it. And skirted all the way by. Oh, and be in behind. Goal kick here for Memphis 901.
You know, picking on Ewan Grenderson, but there he makes a good defensive play. He doesn't win the ball, but he stays on the hip of the attacking player and shepherds the ball out of bounds. He doesn't check his run there. He doesn't track his player. The ball comes back across the face of the goal.
Tim Mulqueen talking about that man, Scott Levine, getting just his second start of the season. He's a kickoff coach since he was 15. There's Jeff Caldwell, who's played the bulk of the minutes, the keeper spot this year for Memphis. Got recalled by NYCFC on June 18th. His strength, Levine's, is he's really good on his feet. Johnson clips it in.
But another service from that flank.
And we've reached halftime. No score. Sportsplex at Matthews. Charlotte Independence 0. Memphis 901 0.
We are 0-0.
And Sally had his moments. We'll talk about that first half when we come back on ESPN+. Scoreless match here in Charlotte.
These are the hands of Novant Health. The hands saving lives. Taking control when it matters most. These are the hands advancing care. They're skillful, precise, and compassionate.
It's gonna be okay from here.
They're the hands giving you strength. Those same hands delivering specialized care also take the time to hold yours. And they'll be waving goodbye as you walk out of our doors and back to your life. These are the hands of Novant Health, the hands making healthcare remarkable.
Tarjeta.
¿No encuentras tu tarjeta de débito? Desactívala con tu app.
Disculpa, estoy buscando mi tarjeta.
Esta es la tuya, ¿cierto?
Sí.
Y cuando la encuentres, vuélvela a activar.
Thanks. It's like a smart thing. What's the weather?
Sunny. Perfect chicken eating weather.
How'd you get in here?
It's time for chicken.
What's the traffic like?
Rerouting you to chicken.
Okay.
Hey, Calzo, order pizza.
Ordering chicken.
No, pizza.
Chicken.
Okay, chicken it is.
Chick-fil-A nuggets make dinner delightful.
Now that's smart.
Fans, at this time, we'd like to congratulate
Well, no goals to talk about here in Charlotte. The Independents locked in a scoreless draw right now. 45 minutes gone with Memphis 901 FC. Expansion Memphis 901 and Tim Mulqueen and his staff. Of course, Tim Howard, the owner, and you've got Andrew Bell, longtime executive with Charleston. They have been busy, and the most recent one, Brandon Allen, seeing him tonight, but it has been a laundry list of getting guys in.
You could see that the three most recent acquisitions all have been about attacking and trying to find goals. And Brandon Allen and Kunga and Jochen Graf, all guys that have scored goals and have the ability to help score goals. The other obvious one is Cam Lindley.
Of course, an expansion team, you got 22 guys playing for the first time.
Yeah.
And here's our look at now and then. As Jim McGinnis made way for Mike Jeffries here a few games back. And you can see undefeated here, just 2 games now, 3 games in. And it's been a stark contrast. I think some of the players on the Charlotte Independents prefer playing a style they're comfortable with.
For sure. And you know, with Mike, you know, he's already got 2 very good results in beating Birmingham and drawing at Louisville. So he's had a good start to his tenure. And then you see it, his schedule coming up. It's, you know, it's a difficult one. I saw North Carolina recently, very good. Pittsburgh is on a roll. St. Louis has been in the upper half all year. So Mike is he's gonna be jumping into the deep end as he gets into this part of the season.
Yeah, 3 of the next 5 away from Charlotte. Memphis looks a little bit different as they got 4 of their next 5 at home, coming up against Hartford next week.
But look at the 4 teams that they end with in this 5-game stint. Charleston, Nashville, Red Bull, and Ottawa. Ottawa may be the hottest team outside of Indy.
Well, Charlotte Independents, Memphis 901, 2 of 36 teams in the USL Championship this year. There will be another next year from Ron Burgundy's hometown. Made a big announcement this week.
For almost 2 decades, San Diego has been waiting for a professional soccer club it can call its own. Now led by leading soccer executive and co-founder of Sacramento Republic FC, Warren Smith, and legendary United States men's national team player Landon Donovan, its club has arrived. The USL Championship is coming to the University of San Diego's Torero Stadium, bringing all the excitement of the fastest growing league in North America to one of the top soccer markets in the United States.
All right, gentlemen. I don't think we need to kind of review what this game means, but it is a really important opportunity for us. I think it's an important opportunity for you guys in a lot of ways. Goal is to advance in the U.S. Open Cup by beating Cincinnati. It is that simple. Any questions? Let's go, gentlemen. Let's go.
It's more than just the 2 clubs. There's a bit of an angst between the cities, quite frankly. You can feel it.
There's just so much on the line. We're in the 3rd year now of seeing FC Cincinnati with, you know, a lot of big moments that have happened and history built up.
Last year we came here twice and we won both games. Dealing with the crowd, the pressure, I think is one advantage that we'll have as we've dealt with it.
4th round of the 2019 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, the site of the renewal of one of the great budding rivalries in U.S. soccer, FC Cincinnati. Now the big dog from Major League Soccer hosting Louisville City FC, a rainy Nippert Stadium, the perfect place, Lorena, to renew the River City rivalry.
Sam Warner, the beauty. Joelle Johnson
That's it. He only knows bangers.
Look at Taylor moving up.
And Taylor with a beautiful strike. Are you kidding?
Johnson from distance.
Oh, yes! A great save from C.J. Cochran.
Let's take a spin around the USL Championship. News and notes. How about the eye-opening proposition? North Carolina FC making big news this week.
Yeah, I mean, with a new stadium and just the way Dave Serkin has come in and taken over the club there, it's a real positive energy. The team and the club is going in a very good direction.
And Antoine Hopino going to Louisville City in exchange for Lucky M. Kasana. Of course, Brandon Allen this week. Tampa Bay making some moves here as they look to regain their position at the top of the East. And Wednesday night soccer turned into ESPN3, a good one. Sac Republic against Fresno FC. Let's look at the most recent team of the week. Las Vegas's Tommy K. Olsen has 7 clean sheets, so he's on there. And Asante, he's on this team every single week, it appears, as he has got Phoenix rising like the cream.
And he belongs there.
They are, yep.
And Walt Fall belongs there, as does Miller from North Carolina.
Cameron Owasa making another appearance. Indy 11 now in the top spot. It has come out of nowhere. Is in fine form there in Indianapolis. They passed Tampa Bay. And
Indy 11, they have six wins in a row, and they have a game in hand over Tampa as well.
Our Eastern Conference standings brought to you by Wells Fargo. Score your official Charlotte Independence debit card at wellsfargo.com with Card Design Studio. Let's look at the upcoming schedule in the USL Championship as we close out the month of June. Swope Park, St. Louis FC, Anthony Pulis' men with a big match.
I'll tell you, Pittsburgh and Bethlehem will be an interesting game. Pittsburgh, Bob Lilly's team, uncharacteristically has been scoring goals.
That's not their MO.
No, it's not their MO, and Bethlehem has really been sharp as of late.
Take a look at the scores, and as you were mentioned, they are scoring goals. Pittsburgh Riverhounds 3-0 to the good here against Birmingham Legion FC, who've had tough sledding as of late. Indy 11, a halftime lead at home against Louisville City FC.
Indy 11 has been so sharp as of late. They're really in a good run. They can pull a win against Louisville City. That caps an unbelievable stretch from them.
Rowdies in Ottawa could be one to check in on as well. Here in Charlotte, Independence knotted up at halftime 0-0 with Memphis 901 FC.
My card.
Misplace your debit card? Turn it off with your app.
Excuse me, my card.
This one's gotta be yours, right?
Yes.
And turn it on when you find it.
Feeling great, sleeping well, eating right, body's back where it needs to be.
Rapid on 3, rapid on 3. 1,
2, 3, rapid! Thanks. It's like a smart thing. What's the weather?
Sunny. Perfect chicken eating weather.
How'd you get in here?
It's time for chicken.
What's the traffic like?
Rerouting you to chicken.
Okay.
Hey, Calzo, order pizza.
Ordering chicken.
No, pizza.
Chicken.
Okay, chicken it is.
Chick-fil-A nuggets make dinner delightful.
Now that's smart.
Gearing up for half number 2 here in Charlotte. Still looking for the opening salvo. We peek in on those first half highlights. No goals to speak of, but there were certainly chances. In fact, 11 total shots. Not many of them on target there, Dale.
No, and you're going to have to get them on frame in order to score goals. But Charlotte had pretty good possession, had some good moments in and around the box, but this was pretty indicative of their play when they got to the final pass. They just couldn't connect the final ball, whether it was service, combination, or shot. Here we see Kunga with a chance from distance where he came in. He came in from the right side a lot and came in on his left. think we had Collier with a chance later. Here's Mansally that pushes in, tries to hit with his right, spinning around after Charlotte played in combination the outside channel to break a little pressure. See the ball bobbles up on him a little bit, and I think that's just going to be part of the deal tonight.
Both teams, every player have to deal with it, but Memphis had their moments.
There's a block by Hill after Kunga came in with his left on the first opportunity and cut out his angle. There's a chance from Hill and a redirect from attempt from Herrera. Goes out for a corner. This is a head pass and a chance from Collier, and Brandon Miller with a very big save.
Had to rescue that one. Collier had a lot of hot sauce on that one.
And Collier, I thought, had a pretty good half. You know, I thought he had a fair amount of the ball in the front half of the field. He was a good link coming out of the back half into the front half. And he got on the end of one in the 18. Brandon Allen got on the end of one in the 18 late in the half as well. So, you know, really probably the two best moments of the game coming on those two moments from Memphis.
And for Memphis 901, having that new strike partnership, Allen and Collier, that takes more than a half to develop, right? So that's only going to get better.
It's going to take some time, but it's a good start. They have the qualities that they could be a good partnership. We just have to see how they grow together.
Well, Independence in that first half had 63% of the possession, nothing to show for it for Mike Jeffries' crew. And right now, locked in a battle. They'll attack left to right in the second half to get that man in the open field to run. Ghanaian Dominic Aduro, 8 MLS teams he has played for in his career. The 33-year-old leads the team with 6 goals. He has been Mr. Consistency this year in Charlotte.
You know, we spoke earlier about their front four, and he's a really good piece for that front four. When you think of Enzo and Alex and Jorge, you don't think of pace and speed. When you think of Dominic Aduro, you think of pace and speed and somebody that can strike the goal quickly. And that makes for a good partnership with those other 4 players because he adds something that they don't have.
We'll redo the kickoff. And now it is game on once more in Charlotte. Memphis going to be positive about it. Here's Collier. Checking the surroundings as Lindley squares it.
Collier's a worker. I'm just amazed at how much ground he covers during the course of the game.
Lindley. It's an in. Collier running on the loose ball, and it will earn the corner for Memphis 901. This will be their 3rd corner of the match.
Good insight there from Brandon Allen as he flicks the ball on around the corner and sends Collier in.
Cam will settle over. Look to pick out a target. Low liner coming near side was Collier. Oh, falls and just misses left. Oh, that's not an opportunity you want to waste more than once. And Kunga would like to have that one back.
That's about the 3rd corner kick we've seen Lindley strike that's been low and driven at the near post. Here's the ball clear in the second phase of the restart. Falls. Kunga puts it wide.
Charlotte now will be in the attacking half here the first time in the second. Into Aduro. We'll go out for a throw-in.
Hill on the ball again. He's had a lot of the ball as well. He's kind of sealed the game in midfield, connected some dots.
Martinez to Johnson. Will lay it back, corner the 18. Martinez. Aduro will track it with Sharpie into the corner, and Dom comes away with it.
Gonna need more players in the box than Jorge Herrera trying to win a header against 2 center backs. That's not his forte.
So Martinez deflects wide, but right to Johnson. Tracking it is Martinez. Alex placed and got a unfriendly roll off the foot. Grandison. Making now left it goes. Kunga. Picked up by Collier. The Kiwi inside.
He finds the ball in every part of the field, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he earns a free kick. Easy call right in front of the referee, Elvis Osmanovic.
He finds the ball on the touch line. He finds it between the lines. Collier pops out wide, comes inside. Hugh Roberts, a good defender, gets shoulder to shoulder. A little assertive. Probably could have just kept shepherding him backwards.
And again, you put it at the foot of Cam Lindley. You're playing with fire if you're the Charlotte Independents.
His restarts are very good. He'll drive it, I'm sure.
Lindley swinging right at the penalty spot. Enzo Martinez gets a foot to it. And off to the races, the Independents. Aduro on the left side with Mansally, gets tripped up. Play on. So nothing in it. Mansally feeling it.
Yeah, and Dominic probably could have done better with that 1v1 situation, let the ball get away from himself. I'm sure he'd like to have it back. They get out on the break. Grandison is going to get the ball or the man in that moment. Ball fell for Aduro, who had a chance to beat his player 1v1.
I'll tune into ESPN3 on July 3rd at 11 Eastern for Wednesday Night Soccer. Watches two of the premier clubs out west duel for playoff positioning when Sacramento Republic FC welcomes Fresno FC in the Highway 99 Derby. Catch all the action July 3rd on ESPN3. Enzo Martinez on the ball. Herrera couldn't corral. And again, the Colombian works to get it back. Aduro will lift it, try to chip the keeper. Not a bad effort, but off target.
Well, that was really our first real moment of watching Charlotte play on the counterattack. They're in possession and combination. They lose it. Herrera wins it back and immediately looks to go forward to get good spacing. And Aduro tries to chip the goalkeeper. But it's good. It's one of the things that that Coach Mike Jeffries is trying to instill in the players is a transition mindset of winning the ball and as soon as they can and try to get forward as quickly as they can.
And a touch it goes. Throw back to Memphis 901. You have to be happy really with the first half. Keeping it 0-0 again though. Tim Mulqueen says we need goals. They've only had 12 the entire season. But conventional wisdom says you come out if that is 0-0 at the end of this game, you'll take the point.
You'd like to say there's a goal in this game.
Yes.
but this is the second or third time now that Charlotte's been able to play out and play in some sort of combination or flick to get themselves forward. They bypass their two holding midfield players, play into the second layer of players.
Martinez and Herrera combining. Herrera able to get a shot away. Levine smothers and covers.
First one on goal. Right, we get it on
and
target.
The 52nd minute.
But a good combination to get in. Herrera and Enzo again. That ability to share one brain, it seems, to come away with the ball and an opportunity.
We asked Mike Jeffries about Enzo after having that year in MLS. How has he come back different? And he said he's a bit more of a two-way player now. He's got that defensive awareness, which you want, but we know he's always been a home run hitter. He used to get unbalanced and try to do too much. We've known him to shoot from 30 yards out or try an impossible through ball. He'll still do those things, but he's more apt to make the smart or safe play now.
He can pull off the spectacular. I've seen it. There's the moment, little 1-2.
Martinez! And spectacularly hits the post and out.
But another counterattack, transition, win the ball back, quickly get to goal. Got to finish it. Keeper got a save on it, looked like.
Yep, got a kick save, so that should be a corner kick.
Somebody missed something.
All right, I didn't see it. Certainly looked at ball, changed direction off the foot of Levine.
Best moment of the game by far, huh?
2 back-to-back good chances. Maybe more sticking a foot in for Memphis was Jacob Hauser-Ramsey. And now a free kick opportunity for the Charlotte Independents. 5 set-piece goals this year.
And man, Sally's cheating. He's moving the ball wider. He moved the ball 5 yards wider to give him an angle. He's moving another step. He's going to give himself an angle so whoever heads the ball has a chance. He's going to spin it in with his left foot at the back stick. He's going to freeze the goalkeeper.
Mansally, 30 years old. He is a veteran of USL Championship soccer. And that could have been better on the delivery. We'll get another crack at it here as the ball falls to him. The back post, covered by Levine, had it the whole way.
Well, that was disappointing. Both of them, the restart itself wasn't of the quality. And then the second ball in wasn't the challenge that maybe we could have seen from Maduro.
Mansally has been around USL Championship and Major League Soccer. 49 appearances and a goal with RSL for 4 seasons, 2012 to 2015. And before that was a regular with New England Revolution.
There's no movement there again. Hill's playing with Mansally. There needs to be another level of movement from the front players or the other holding midfield player to get that next pass.
You'll get all the latest Independence gear now at shopcharlotteindependence.com. Jersey, shorts, hats, scarves. Gonna get your game on. Pulled out from Joelle Johnson. Runs right by Kunga. Martinez on the give and go. That one across from Taku. Albanian had a beat on that near post, played it wide, nobody home.
Nice little overload between Alex, Martinez, Joelle Johnson, and Taku. Taku creates the overload by being the third player in the outside channel. Gives him service.
Our first change will come from Memphis 901. And Dwayne Maquette will spell Kunga. So the 20-year-old Angolan comes off, had his moments in this match.
Dangerous, you know, when he came inside from the right, got it on his left foot, was dangerous in that inside channel a couple of times. Be good to see now what Muckett adds to the game and what Fresh Legs does at this point in the evening.
21-year-old Trinidad and Tobago international was on that Gold Cup roster for the Soca Warriors. Did not see any time, so should be nice and fresh. Came to Memphis from Central FC, one of the powerhouses in Trinidad. So one change exhausted by head coach Tim Mulqueen. Now, Jack's militia just waiting to explode. They need a reason to pop off.
Cam Lindley looking for the right numbers to get in the box. Najim would like it at his feet. Cam Lindley wants to drive it.
Lindley into the area.
There's the seconds. No.
And Sally. Play it long. And out of play. Now our next home game coming your way, July 7th. That's a Sunday against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and there's still great seats available. You can purchase them at www.charlotteindependence.com.
That would be the high-scoring Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
That's right. Not sure that's what you want to see coming in. You can be the team that cools them off a bit. Tough in this weather, though. There's a hot one out there tonight.
You can see some pieces from Charlotte. You can see some ball movement. You can see some combination. The final ball's not quite there. Coach Mike has some work to do, but I think he knew that that was going to be where he was at this stage of the proceedings.
Ball nearly found its way to Collier. Miller went to Roberts, Maryland native. Roberts, one of those steady eddies. Former Pittsburgh Riverhound himself, by the way.
Yeah,
he was there last year.
And Richmond before that, good in the air, solid individual defender, very tough to get in behind because of athleticism. Solid defensive player.
So the kickers, he was all USL. Forgot the ball, did Maquette. And Charlotte comes the other way, trying to stretch the field. Enzo Martinez running at defenders, trying a wrong way. Ewan Granderson. Oh, and that one just got away. It's the game of nearlies.
And that's
nearly a chance created.
That's a home run ball there that Coach Jeffries was talking about. Let's watch here.
Maquette.
We'll get back to that one, but see how Memphis provides service. I got good numbers in the box. This could be a moment.
Just missed the head.
Joelle Johnson doesn't defend with Brandon Allen. Goodness. Now there we had Enzo earlier trying to zig and zag and then cut a ball back instead of making it maybe a little simpler on himself like that.
Martinez to Oduro, trying to feed it right back. Levine able to corral it. We're coming up on the hour mark of this one, still 0-0.
It's an open game for 0-0, isn't it?
It feels like that. Yeah, you're right.
You know, a little simpler for Enzo this time. He just plays the 1-2 with Dominic, and Dominic Oduro almost picks him out. Would have been a tough ball to get on the end of.
Johnson. Circle back with Roberts. And Miller. Out left to Mansally. Lots of real estate to work with as he crosses halfway. Into Herrera. Oduro. Martinez.
So smart.
Quick restart on the foul.
Martinez gets his body in between the ball and the defender, hides it really well in that tough moment. Another overload situation.
Alex into Herrera.
So difficult, though, on this field to play in such tight combination.
Enzo, that deflected out. It will be a corner kick brought to you by Chick-fil-A or the Charlotte Independents.
You know, the ideas are tremendous. Look, they're getting the ball at the top of the 18. They're 22 yards out. They've got 2v2 situations in a small space, trying to play a 1-2 to get in behind to create a chance. But the ball just bobbles when you go to play it, and it's hard to pull it off. But they'll pull one off.
Mansally to take this fourth corner of the match for Charlotte. Abdullahi. An in-swinger. Headed down, wrestles and sits right on that 6. Herrera able to collect. And coming away, play on. Collier, and directing traffic is Lindley. Gets the ball away. Collier in step, and too tough to handle.
Collier has put in some miles tonight. He's up and down the field. He starts that counterattack. Lindley's trying to urge players to come on with him, and he says, well, I'll have to play to the guy that's willing to run.
Yeah, gonna need the recovery run now. Yeah. Enzo Martinez doesn't need a lot of space. It's like he's playing in a phone booth. Served through. Herrera, a little back heel. Martinez wise enough to get there.
Enzo's been finding the ball about 25 yards and out, and he's been finding it both back to goal and faced up.
Oh, Mansally tries to get a shot away. Oduro.
Have to keep organized at the back. They got a lot of numbers flooded forward. Both sixes are forward. Both outside backs are forward.
Looking for the opener.
Still
Doro. Swing and hit nothing but defender. And that one off target. So good resolute defending from Memphis 901.
There you have Charlotte with 8 players in the front third of the field.
Is that a bit of an impatience?
A little bit of impatience, you know, just trying to score goals. There's a service, all kinds of numbers in the box. Taku on the back post, blocked. Hill doesn't get all of it.
10 total shots now for Charlotte Independence. And they've had the one on frame.
You know, but the one thing that we have to say is, if Charlotte's going to commit all those numbers forward, they don't feel threatened at the back. And I would have to say, with what Collier and Allen offer as front players, Hugh Roberts and Tico can likely handle if it's on the break. I would think that Hugh could probably run guys down. So maybe it's just they don't feel threatened, so they feel okay pushing so many players forward. I would think that Coach Jeffries would like to have at least one of his holding guys to sit in and not get himself too forward.
Najum to Lindley. Served all the way across. Falling down is Roberts. Almost like he sat down. Martinez looking to hit the long ball. It's a good one. Herrera will give chase. Herrera could have done better.
But there again, Enzo finds the ball in between lines, whether it's in the front third or coming out of the back half. When you can find the ball between those lines and play a ball in, it's dangerous. I'm starting to look at Mark Hill, center midfield player from Charlotte. He's starting to look a little tired, starting to look fatigued, walking around a little bit. We might see a change there.
65th minute, Levine boots it away.
Hill was covering quite a bit of ground earlier in the game, and now he's starting to struggle to get all the spaces that he was earlier.
Taku.
Taku, those picking up.
Kept alive. Alex Martinez. That was red. Good work by Morton. Held it halfway.
But there we see Brandon Allen pulling himself away. Can he get on it?
Spinners. Long switch from Brandon Allen. Here's Muhammad. Some space. We'll cut inside. And lay it off to Maquette. Thinking about it was Grandison. Lindley.
I'd like to see him attack this flank, Memphis. Let Muhammad and Najum play in combination, develop their relationship a little bit.
This went into the area and will come out for a throw. There's Najum.
There's nobody in the box to score.
Here the moment, there you go.
Yeah, we're in the final third, and we've got Brandon Allen sitting outside the 18 and Collier outside the 18. Now Brandon puts himself in a familiar spot. Good defending. It's a moment.
Top of the box. Najum will chase it into the corner. Johnson there. And knocked down, it'll be a free kick.
Najum earns a restart.
And a yellow, our first card of any kind here in this match. And it's going to go against Alex Martinez.
I can understand a foul. I don't understand a card. And it worries me if the card was to help substantiate the foul. And I don't know if maybe Alex Martinez got him in the face when Najum came back inside. I'm not sure. regardless, this is a big moment. There's a restart from the outside flank, but only a couple yards outside the 18. Lindley has been driving the ball in on the corner kicks. My guess is we'll see players get across the near post, see Brandon Miller commit to the near post, and Lindley's, by driving the ball around the wall, the ball could sneak through and score.
It's just the 13th total foul between these teams. It has been very cleanly played. And now again, we've got our first yellow to Alex Martinez. Lindley on the ball. A big moment for Memphis 901 here on the road. Captain Cam Lindley.
He's gonna whip this thing in.
Guy who demands the ball. And puts it right at Martinez.
He read it. He suckered him. Enzo started inside the near post and knew exactly what was going to happen, and he sucked him in.
Changes for Mike Jeffries. So Nicky Jackson will make his way on, as will Valentin Sabella to make his debut.
So I think we'll see Sabella play in the center of the park. I think we'll see Jackson play wide. Jackson will take up the position for Oduro, and I think is it Shella?
Sabella?
Sabella, I think, will end up playing centrally, probably in a more advanced role, and Taku will likely withdraw a little bit and play in behind. Looks like Alex Martinez has slid inside, and Sabella will play wide, as will Jackson. Jackson is extremely athletic.
And he shows it right there. Cave Creek, Arizona native, and he earns a free kick right off the bat, and the first card going against Memphis. This thing's starting to kick up a notch here in Charlotte. Sharpie will go into the book with a pencil, by the way.
And how can that not be a card after the call and the card earlier? So you knew once that conflict was going to happen, it was going to be a card. Here we'll see Jackson, who turns and fights to get inside, and a tremendous strength and acceleration from Jackson. Sharpie comes in to defend. For me, it's a foul, but based on the call 2 minutes earlier, it's a card as well. But a dangerous position for Herrera, who's on the ball at this near post. See if he decides to serve it or if he decides to have a go at goal.
20 minutes to go. Herrera and Mansally.
Stay alert, fans. Free kick opportunity for the Charlotte Independents.
A big moment in this match. Will he go for a goal? It's at an angle where you've got some options.
It'll all be based on the goalkeeper's starting position. If the goalkeeper's on his line towards the near post, he has to serve it. If the goalkeeper cheats off his line, maybe steps out towards the back post, then he'll hit it.
And Sally will leave it. Herrera skips through, but right to Levine.
A little bit of a claim for a handball from Enzo there. Not sure that I saw that. But a dangerous opportunity. A good service from Herrera as he beats the wall with it. Alex Martinez has put in some mileage tonight as well. He stepped back in, won a couple balls defensively by tracking.
Well, fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. That allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the U.S., including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. And here's will be Brandon Allen coming off here. Second sub being used by Tim Mulqueen. It will be Jochen Graf. So in his debut, what do you make of Brandon Allen here, Dale?
Well, I thought for the majority of the game, he tried to find himself in the 18. As he got more fatigued and the game lost its shape, he started popping out wider to help be an outlet. But at the end of the day, the best way he's going to help the team is to put himself in front of goal. And even though he may feel a need to help connect the game, he's going to have to be the guy that scores goals.
He still has yet to tally a goal this year.
You can't run away from it. He's going to have to put himself, you're going to have to put yourself right in front of the goal and score. Now, the guy they brought in, Jochen Graf, had a career year at Rochester a few years ago, scored 11 goals for Bob, and an incredibly hard-working player. He will work and work and work. He will certainly help share the workload with Elliott. He's good in combination. Don't know, we'll have to see how he does in the front third of the field and what he can create.
There's Johnson. And Martinez. Trying to create some magic. Sends it up right across, and you've called it. And Jorge Herrera has his 4th goal of the season. Laid it back, textbook. The assist, Enzo Martinez.
I mean, just exactly what we thought would happen. Enzo gets end line because of his work. They create an overload, and Herrera finds himself in the box. And look, Herrera, Charlotte, they're not going to score goals from services in the air. They're going to have to find guys that they can pull balls back to. Herrera finds the perfect gap, and he is not going to miss that chance. He scores those in his sleep.
Not going to come easier, unmarked. Lay it back to the spot where they ain't.
Just really, really good service from Enzo. Just his awareness, his ability to get to the end line. You know what? I guess he hit a home run. He did. He shimmied. He got to the end line as necessary. He didn't serve a ball early, and allowed Jorge to find himself in the right spot as the defenders kind of sank back into the goal. And there's Jorge to finish.
Enzo's 5th assist that leads the team. And now Memphis up against it with a quarter hour to go. Foul will bring it back. So the opening salvo doesn't come till the 74th minute off the foot of Jorge Herrera. And it was all created by Enzo. That partnership has proven to be one of the best in the league.
It's going to have to continue. Mike, again, these guys love playing for Mike. They're going to have to hit on all cylinders if they're going to make a run at it. As you and I know, when we spoke to Coach Jeffries, it was he absolutely felt that he had the right players to play the style that he wanted to play, and he believes in his style can get him into the playoffs. So this is the group he's going to be running with, and it's going to be really up to Jorge and Enzo to lead this team.
And now if you're Memphis, you've got to take a few more chances in order to pull back level in this one. They've had their fair shake in this one, and see, that's a true case as you look at Valentin Sabella of if you can't beat them, join them. Or have your guy join us, because he was a guy that scored the tying goal in that U.S. Open Cup match against Florida Soccer Soldiers. The problem for Charlotte was he played for Florida Soccer Soldiers, the amateur team. And I guess if you are Mike Jeffries, you liked what he did against you, so let's just bring him in the fold. So just 19 years old, making his pro debut.
And it's good to see. There's a moment. Boy, Sharpie almost got himself in. It's good to see players coming in at that age from other avenues than from some of the 2 teams. A lot of the young players that we're seeing in this country now are coming in, playing under contract with maybe Philadelphia Union and playing for Bethlehem Steel. But it's good to see that coaches and programs are identifying young talent outside of those 2 teams.
78th minute, corner kick, Lindley. Whipped across. Header near side, off target.
Well, here's what we have. So Memphis down a goal. They've been dangerous on restarts. Not great, but they've had some scrambles and some near opportunities on restarts. And Jochen Graf, you have an incredibly hard worker. When you see the amount of work he puts in over the next 13 to 15 minutes, it's impressive. With that hard work will come restarts. So there's a chance here for Memphis to pull back. They're going to have to stay firm on the defending side. They're going to have to get the ball forward and support, have a little bit of possession up there. But boy, Charlotte's starting to find counterattacks off of their pressure.
Legs starting to get heavy. Sabella, he'll give it a go and hit the post. Sabella nearly his first goal. Yikes.
Well, that's that transition moment that Mike spoke about. And if Sabella has that quality in the final third, he will get more than just a debut. He'll have plenty of games to help the Independents get above the playoff line. That was a screamer.
That was one of the upsets of the tournament. The Florida Soccer Soldiers knocked off the Independents in penalties.
And they had to come back twice to do it.
Exactly, and a big part of that comeback was Sabella. That's the beauty of the Open Cup, though. Here's your chance. A lot of those lower division teams get, those coaches tell them, here is your chance to be seen. Because all the games are televised now. Charlotte on the move, looking for more. Joelle Johnson in the open field. Running towards the center is Herrera. And the intervention was made.
Joelle Johnson just too much for Najim to handle on the defending side. It's one of the issues of playing Najim in the wide channel is it isolates your outside backs in the defending moments. When he's playing inside, there's more cover and less space to cover. Najim's tired.
And one in the center of the park again by Herrera. And Sally. Now the overlap coming to Nikki Jackson. We're on two. Oh, back heel, that looks nice. Sent into the area, headed clear.
Graf defending all the way on his own end line. That's good and bad.
Now you like the work.
You like the
but
work.
You don't want him there.
Yeah.
Enzo Martinez to his left foot. Martinez! And a half bicycle clearance.
Lindley with some technique. I think Enzo didn't realize how much space he had. I don't know that he thought the shuffle was going to work that cleanly and create the moment that he had.
Boy, Collier dancing on the ball. The big guy. Top of the area, but could not complete the play. Maquette there to bail him out. Lindley squares it right. Sharpie. 10 minutes to go. Down a goal. Memphis 901. One sent all the way across. Najim will catch it. Players are dog tired. It is a Memphis 901 player down at the edge of the 18.
That's Collier's. Collier's cooked. Lindley's tired. Najim's tired.
Got to see it over the line at this point, right? This is where everything separates.
Yeah, it's whether he got a knock or his stomach or the heat. But when Collier went down, yeah, they're calling for a change. When Collier went down, you could see other players react in a similar fashion, like they didn't have legs left either. We saw Najim just have to almost, I don't want to say he gave up, because that infers that he didn't tough it out, because that wasn't the case. But Joelle Johnson just ran right past him in that last counterattacking sequence for Charlotte.
Now you've run for 80 minutes in this heat.
Yeah.
It's for nobody sitting in a booth watching a game and talking about it for us to say that they weren't trying.
For sure, for sure. No, there is effort there, and it's becoming a struggle. Coach McQueen just saying, "Hey, thank you for the effort."
Weston Paul will make his entrance. The Trinidad International did not make the Gold Cup roster, but has 18 caps with the Soka Warriors.
He'll play up front with Groff.
And just his 6th appearance of the season. 29 years old. So all 3 changes exhausted by Tim Mulqueen. The players on the field will have to see the next 7 minutes and change out. Charlotte will counter with Hassan and Dump. So the loanee from FC Cincinnati will make his 5th appearance.
Joelle Johnson off. He's put in some miles as well. He's had, I mean, from the beginning of the game, he's been up and down that right flank.
And Charlotte now, they don't have the full week of rest. They've got that July 4th game at North Carolina FC. So your regen and getting your hydration is going to be optimal this week as Memphis hosts Hartford.
And let's see if this gives Najim a little oomph. You know, he's a critically important player to this team. He provides good service. He's got good feet. Now that he's not gonna have to defend against a guy that's willing to go forward at every drop of a hat. Maybe he can squeeze himself a little higher and influence the game in the front half as he is here.
Najim on the ball. He received it from Graff. Paquette got away. 50-50 in the air, and a foul against Memphis. And Sally in some discomfort.
Well, if the first confrontation from Wes Sharpie was not a yellow card, in my opinion, this one is. You know, he turned his shoulders straight into Mansally. In those moments when the ball's up in the air, you're very, very vulnerable. You're looking straight up in the air at the ball. Yeah, and you can't protect yourself if somebody's going to turn their body on you. So I don't think he went straight up at the ball. I think he went right into him.
Well, Sharpie's sitting on a yellow.
Yeah.
So it will be a foul. That time is a factor now for Memphis 901. And every minute, these people just sit and wait. Dripping off the clock. Miller. Some pleasantries being shared. Well, the peanut gallery is always.
Yeah, I've heard some good ones in my days.
7th minute. 0 to the good for the Charlotte Independents. And body's hitting the floor now.
Great work from Grandison in this late stage of the game to get onto a second ball.
Martinez to Taku. Just play it wide. Move the ball.
Taku needs to find himself central again. And one thing you don't want to do is leave the field unbalanced when you're a goal up with 5 minutes left and 4 minutes left in regulation.
Muhammad to Morton.
Smart.
Taku to Martinez. Cut off by Sabella. Sabella squares it. Martinez. Alex Martinez gives it a go. Big save made by Levine.
Sabella, very insightful to attract defenders to slip it off in a 2v1. Tremendous save by Levine. Tremendous save after a great shot from Martinez.
Well, he gives Memphis a chance here by keeping it 1-0.
Yeah, Alex Martinez gets onto it, gets his hips squared up and smacks it outstretches Levine, knocks it away. Sabella set it up, though, by creating a 2 versus 1 at the top of the 18.
The give and go, Herrera to the area, trying to leave it back, earns the corner kick for the Charlotte Independents.
Not a lot left in the tank for Memphis. They're going to have to get onto a ball and get it forward, but not even Cam Lindley, who I think is one of the more fit players I've ever seen, is starting to tire now. See if they have a last gasp in them to get it forward.
Martinez.
You got to defend another restart.
And they play it short. Wise here in the 89th minute. Another Chick-fil-A corner kick. And you're going to do everything you can to defend against any kind of an easy counter. Yep, a little gamesmanship from Jackson. Leave it to Mansally. What kind of throw was that?
It was a foul one.
Don't see that very often.
Yeah, that was unusual.
I was watching my U12s.
Jackson's powerful. He's so strong. We saw run a guy off the ball earlier. We saw Sharpie try to get inside his shoulder on him.
Numbers having to go forward now for Memphis 901. We're at the point where everybody on this field really doesn't want a lot of stoppage time. They want to hit the ice baths.
Get around the ball, surround it, get onto a second ball if you're Memphis.
Headed forward by Muhammad. Can't produce a link up. We're hearing it will be 3 minutes of stoppage time tacked on to the end of this one. 30 seconds to go here in the original 90.
Have to go somewhere. There has to be a little more directness, or at least a little more width.
Side to side's not going to get it done.
Yeah, you're going to have to provide some sort of service, so you need some width. You got players in the box.
Played through, nobody running on to the end of it, and we're now in stoppage time. Tonight's stoppage time is brought to you by Jack's House. Established 2018. See all the games. Good place to watch your Gold Cup or your Copa America or Women's World Cup. And we're in the first of a minimum of 3. Mansally.
Staying organized and communicating for Charlotte.
If you're Memphis, it's been close. One of the situations where close is good in horseshoes and hand grenades and not much else, because in every game but 2 this year, they have been within a goal.
It's been the tale of their season.
They've had a 2-0 loss earlier this season, and then the 0-3 loss against Indy 11 a few weeks back. That's it. Everything else has been a goal or less.
I want to say they deserve to be in the lead at halftime, but they had the 2 best chances in the first half. Collier smacked the one that Miller made the good save on, and Allen spun the one around the back post. So two really good moments. Not quite the same. Had a couple scrambles off of restarts here in the second half, but I would think that this is exactly what Coach Tim McQueen has seen this year.
Memphis have a lot of good things going for them here in this expansion year. The points in the record may not indicate it. They had a sellout crowd of 8,300 as they hosted Pachuca last Saturday night. Collier had the goal in a 6-1 defeat. The game that featured Leonardo Ulloa, former Leicester City man. But soccer is really taking hold in Memphis. Just need the results to follow. And when you're one of those 6 expansion teams, sometimes that's not the easiest thing.
Especially this day and age. You know, at this point in the history of USL Championship, you're talking about teams that have been around, that are building upon successes, and so it puts some distance between you and the expansion side. So it's a work in progress, and Memphis is showing that they're willing to make the commitment and do the work by looking at the number of roster changes that they've made over the course of the year. They're going for it. It just takes time. It's a process.
Independence or expansion team. We're an expansion team in 2015. Taking the reins from the Charlotte Eagles. We'll move down a division. And it was Mike Jeffries from the get-go. And we've played the minimum of 3. Well, if Osmanovic let this play on any longer, he will not. Whistle signals the end of this one. The Charlotte Independents have their 3rd win of the season. They defeat Memphis 901 1-0.
Big 3 points for Coach Jeffries and the team. You know, keeps them undefeated
under Mike Jeffries.
Under Mike Jeffries, since he came back on board and took over the helm. So you know, great goal. It was a lot of games are decided by really good moments, and the moment of Enzo shimmying and getting to the end line and rolling the ball back for Herrera's right foot to finish.
Well, Jack's militia will be partying tonight. Here's a look at the goal. It was Jorge Herrera from Enzo Martinez. We'll put a bow tie on it in moments here on ESPN+. 1-0 Charlotte over Memphis.
Thanks. It's like a smart thing. What's the weather?
Sunny. Perfect chicken eating weather.
How'd you get in here?
It's time for chicken.
What's the traffic like?
Rerouting you to chicken.
Okay.
Hey, Calzo, order pizza.
Ordering chicken.
No, pizza.
Chicken.
Okay, chicken it is.
Chick-fil-A nuggets make dinner delightful.
Now that's smart.
These are the hands of Novant Health. The hands saving lives. Taking control when it matters most. These are the hands advancing care. They're skillful, precise, and compassionate.
It's gonna be okay from here.
They're the hands giving you strength. Those same hands delivering specialized care also take the time to hold yours. And they'll be waving goodbye as you walk out of our doors and back to your life. These are the hands of Novant Health, the hands making healthcare remarkable.
Well, score your official Charlotte Independence debit card at wellsfargo.com with Card Design Studio. Here is tonight's Save of the Game, brought to you by Wells Fargo. It came in the first half.
Yeah, Cam Lindley knocks the ball back, and Collier absolutely laces one, but Brandon Miller was equal to the task, reacts well, deflects the ball over top of the bar. Save of the game by Wells Fargo, Brandon Miller.
Keeping it 0-0, and in the end, saved all 3 points. Let's take a look at the highlights, full-time highlights for you right now. And there were chances, even though no goals in that first half.
Yeah, just again, Herrera and Enzo being the 2 main cogs in the attack. And they just have this ability to read each other and play off of each other.
In the second half, they really got comfortable.
Yeah, we saw transition. You know, we just saw these moments of a little bit of pressure, but winning the ball, and instead of playing side, a big part of it on a warm, muggy night. I think the fatigue and the tired legs just started to wear on Memphis. You could see they couldn't really muster what they needed to be able to come back and find that equalizing goal.
Independence move up to 16 points on the season. Memphis will stay at 11. It's a 1-0 victory for Charlotte here on a Saturday night. For our entire crew, for my partner Dale Schilly, I'm Jeff Radcliffe, saying so long from the Sportsplex at Matthews. Charlotte wins 1-0. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.